On play action. Now Rodgers. Drops it to Jones in the flat. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. Just the first quarter, but tackling going to be so important going forward. They've got to limit plays like that.
And that's something when you see it happen early in the game and they don't get him on the ground, you can always tell that they were concerned about it going in. Because I can just tell you from my days, I remember being in college and worrying all off-season about our season open opponent, and they had a receiver that could shake and bake with the best of them. I tackled him on the first pass of the game, and the relief was incredible. I ended up having a pretty decent ball game. But if I'd missed him, it would have been a long night.
Well, no slow start here. A couple nice chunk plays back-to-back.
I love the momentum that they're showing here early because they did it both ways, right? Threw the ball on first down for a nice chunk of yardage. Came right back and ran the ball. Looks like they got the defense set back on their heels. Let's see if they can keep this moving.
And he just gets rid of it. Throws it away. The wise move there. Looked like nobody open. Now second down.
They've given up a few first downs on this drive, but getting the incompletion there, that should give them something to build on and maybe turn the tide.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Rodgers with a give. It's Aaron Jones. First down and much more here for Jones. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. 2 carries for him now on the opening drive, both for good yardage.
And based on film study, they thought that there was a chance to spring him more than once for some pretty good yardage in this game.
Rodgers throwing quickly out wide. 3 yards the gain there, second down. Well, this defense for the Saints, they played really well in that win last week against Miami.
And one of the key things you always look for when you're evaluating a defense is how opportunistic are they? How many takeaways do they get per game? And how about last week's game? That number, 6. Absolutely phenomenal performance. They were on top of their game right from the first snap.
So the completion good for 7 there. And they'll be faced with a 3rd and inches.
Brings up 3rd and inches.
Now Rodgers. This one swung out here to Jones. Touchdown! Aaron Jones, his 25th touchdown, tying him at Smith for the 5th most in one season. And the Titans have taken the lead. Extra point splits the uprights, and that makes it a 7-3 lead.
7, Saints 3.
After the touchdown, Sloman to do the kickoff honors. And Smith not going to bring it out, so it's a touchback. Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. They currently sit 1 game over 500 thanks to their victory a week ago. Yeah, Charles, they've been really an up-and-down team all year. Do you think that they have enough to get into the playoffs?
Well, you did mention they've been up and down all year, so to me, it depends on what week you catch them. When they're at their best, I think they're definitely playoff-worthy. But to me, they haven't been able to bring the intensity week in and week out, and that could be their Achilles heel.
2nd and 10. Now a handoff. Here's Kamara. And they're able to get this one across the 35. Charles, they won last week despite him not running the ball well. They told us need to get him going. Runs like that help.
And they talked to us about leaning on him because, as you noted, last week they didn't have to. Still won the ball game. They leaned on other people to give them the yardage that they needed, but they really want him to be that guy, and that's what they're doing early in this game.
Eluding the pressure right. And he'll go out of bounds, it appears, right at the 45.
Okay, he's not going to get the first down, but this is still a nice job of buying some time and then running to get to the sideline and get out of bounds and avoid the big hit.
On second down, Kamara. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. He got maybe a half yard at most, but officially they'll be left with a 3rd and 2.
3rd and 2.
On 3rd and 2, Huntley. Forced out to his left. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds.
That's something you have to be aware of as a defense and have to find a way to account for him. And if you're not going to use a spy, you're telling your guys to keep your eyes on him, because when he breaks out and makes plays like that, all he does is hurt you.
Have to at least be able to contain him somewhat. There they could not. So operating from Tennessee territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line. Kamara try the right side. And some room to work. And they're able to work this to the 25 before it's all said and done.
Well, they came into this game saying it was important that they set the tone and show that they can run the football. I believe that they've done that here in the first quarter.
They had to settle for 3 last drive, hoping this second go-around ends in 6. In good position, 1st and 10. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. Nowhere to turn here, and he's going to go down. Back at about the 37-yard line.
A big loss on the play. Brings up 2nd down.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Huntley. This one complete to Butler. A good gain of 9 before he's brought down at the 28.
Let's not quibble about the gain there on 2nd down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now it gives him a much better opportunity to convert on 3rd down.
Ninth play of the drive coming up, and certainly not an easy one on 3rd and long. Operating from the gun, Huntley. Letting one go deep for the end zone. And he's got him. It's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. Jalen Guyton with touchdown number 8 on the year. And once again, the Saints are back out in front. Lutz good on the extra point. And the lead is now 10-7. 10-7 our score after 1 right here on EA Sports. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Titans offense set to begin the drive. And they had to wait a long time to get the football back. Probably not what you were hoping for when you got an offense that's humming.
Agreed. What you were looking for is the defense getting the ball back pretty quickly, right? Hoping for a 3 and out. So that didn't happen. You can't yell at your D for that. They've got to take care of their own business and reestablish themselves now that they're back on the field.
A good gain on 1st has them set up with 2nd and just a couple of inches now from the 29. Now a play fake. Rodgers. Open man, completes it to Claypool. Touchdown, Titans. I tell you, for a defender, that's got to be a scary sight, seeing a big man like this with a head of steam behind him as he makes that catch and then turns upfield.
Yeah, normally when you talk about tight ends, you immediately begin talking about them rumbling down the field. But to me, he was pretty well gliding downfield there. Very athletic for a big man, and he takes this one all the way to pay dirt.
And Smith chooses not to return it, and they'll bring it out to the 25. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. A good balance attack for that last touchdown drive they had. Now it's time to see if they can do that again.
It really becomes a tale of two play callers, doesn't it? The offensive guy, he's in sync. Everything's working pretty well. For the defensive
what's going on the defensive side?
That's a tough one because he's prepped all week as well, and he can't get a bead on exactly what they're doing right now. What he needs is one of his guys just to make a big play and disrupt things.
Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. Looking to throw. Huntley escaping the pressure right. On the run, he'll let it go deep. Right sideline. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
Whenever you see a quarterback break contain, just think to yourself, the receivers on that side of the field, their number one job, make sure they get in his sight line so he can try and find someone downfield. Guys on the backside, make sure you don't give up the deep ball. They tried it there. They weren't able to connect.
56, Mike, 56, right there.
On 3rd down, Huntley flushed out right. On the run, he'll let this go deep right side. And this is caught right along the sideline. What a job of keeping the toes in bounds there. A big play that time through the air. 38 yards. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. They'll set up the screen now to Kamara. And they'll be inside the 35 now at the 34-yard line. Not much there, only a yard.
Boy, that was certainly well-read defensively. And the key to any screenplay is space to work. And there was none to be found there. And they tackle it for just a short gain.
And here's Kamara on the read option. It's a 4-yard pickup there, and it leaves him with 3rd and 5.
Well, that call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short gain.
The Saints on 3rd down. They've been good, 3 for 4 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5. Now it's the backup Winston. Throw left side complete. That's Butler. And he's going to be out down inside the 20 at the 15.
This has been a nice answer to the touchdown drive against them a few minutes ago because they've come out and reestablished the tempo. A nice throw there, and they're putting together a very strong drive as a response.
And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
I think we call that season's greetings right there. He came up, pow! Knocked him for a loss.
Maybe just a slight detour on what's been a strong drive. Here's 2nd and 11. Coming left is Kamara. Pushes him aside at the 10. And he's able to get this inside the 10 now to the 9. 45 yards rushing for him now in the ball game.
But you've got to give kudos to your offensive line and the guy carrying the ball because they were in a 2nd and long situation. It seemed pretty dire, but they brought it back to 3rd and manageable with that run.
54. Mike 54. Bring it. Bring it.
Back to throw. Huntley. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by Caleb Farley. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. So this is something we didn't see at all from this offense in the victory last week. That's a turnover. They didn't have any, but giving the ball away here in the opening quarter.
I love the surprise in your voice because it's exactly what you stated. Didn't see it last week, but it was a key to their win. And it'll be a key to this game as well, protecting the football. Didn't get it done there.
And he's got room. And all the way down to the 42. A big run there by Jones. You think about the great running backs in the game today. I don't know if Aaron Jones is a name that comes immediately to mind, but it should, evidenced by that run there.
And the thing that stood out to me was his ability to continue through the initial contact. How many times do we see runners get slowed up and not get what they can on a run because of that first contact? But he kept the compass pointing in the right direction, kept the legs churning, and turned this into a huge play.
And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. He's going deep for Brown. He rifles one that's intercepted. Levi Wallace with a pick. And the Saints are going to have the football here at their own 18-yard line. He's certainly not been afraid to take some chances downfield. Now, look, it's paid off for him a couple of times. That time, not so fortunate.
And that's where I want to start, what you said. It's paid off a couple of times. So his aggressiveness has been good for his offense for the most part. So he throws an interception there. No one likes that. But I would not rein him back in. The return on investment thus far has been pretty good. 2 touchdowns to 1 interception.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And he will find Davis. That's complete. They'll contain him to just 4. 2nd down. Off play action. Huntley, nowhere to go here. He lost the football.
A lot of bad news on that play for them, wasn't there? Lost the football, lost a lot of yardage, but I think the good news outweighs it. Able to retain possession. That was big for them.
So possession still theirs, but now they face a 3rd down. From deep in their own territory, they look to throw. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
That could be the stop this defense needed to get them back on track. They've been pretty well dissected by the offense here in the first half. After that possession, now they know that they can compete with this offense.
The punt team on now is from their end zone. They get it away. And not a great punt here. Out of bounds in the air. They're going to say this one doesn't even get to the 40. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. He's going to take another shot here. That's caught. And it's a Titans touchdown. Aaron Rodgers, 3 first-half touchdown passes. And the Titans are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Point after, right down the middle. And that makes it a 21-10 game.
21, Saints 10.
After the touchdown, Sloman to do the kickoff honors. And Smith not going to bring it out, so it's a touchback. Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. And with a little under a minute remaining, they may try to put something together here just to try to cut into that deficit. That's complete to his running back, Kamara. Kamara has it stripped. It's picked up by the Titans. Even the great ones, some of the best, they're not immune to the fumble, and here it really hurts them.
If the ball gets away from any runner's body, that's when the defense pokes at it, swipes at it, swats at it, and finds a way to create a big play for themselves.
So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. On the return, here comes Smith out of the end zone. And ultimately, he stopped right where he would have been if he had simply gone down to a knee at the 25. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. And with a 3-score deficit staring them in the face, they might have to press the issue here and try to get points out of this drive. Throwing the out route incomplete. It's Butler. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. It's been a very one-sided game so far. They got to change what they're doing right now, don't they? You can't wait till the halftime speech to make an adjustment.
No, you can't, because if you're doing it right, you're adjusting from series to series, and they need a big adjustment here to try and put some points on the board.
What we got? 56. Mike, 56. Right there, 56. Go on. Cougar 19. Check 6 guard.
On 1st and 10, Huntley. Pressure comes, and the Titans able to bring him down. Jayon Brown charging hard from that linebacker spot, and he drops him for a loss of 11. Here comes the blitz as they look to throw. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. So we reach halftime here with the visiting Titans taking the lead into intermission. As we'll get you over to Orlando, where standing by is Jonathan Coachman. He has our EA Sports report.
Both teams going through their final halftime adjustments. We're about ready to get back to football. And to bring you the second half from the Superdome, let's go back to Brandon and Charles.
All right, Coach, thanks very much. Fine work as always as we welcome you back for quarter number 3. Titans hold the lead, and they'll get the football first as the third quarter gets underway. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Titans offense set to begin the drive. Rodgers tapping this forward on the jet sweep. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4. So, Charles, you talk about this head coach and his future with this franchise. Look, it's been a frustrating year, and I think we saw some of that frustration boil over at his weekly press conference earlier in the week.
Yeah, he's trying to say all the right things, isn't he? But he's heard the rumors. He knows what's going on out there. And right now, he is tired of having to answer the question, are you on the hot seat in every meeting with reporters? This week, he kind of said, I've had enough. And I don't blame him. He looks like a guy that may very well be out the door. This is what happens sometimes when you abandon the running game. It's hard to get back to it because once guys get out of that mentality of firing out and hitting people, hard to get them started again occasionally.
From the gun on 3rd down, Rodgers. Open man is Duvernay. And he will have a Titans first down by about a yard. It's a gain of 5 on 3rd and 4. Catch number 100 for his career right there, and it's good enough to keep the chains moving. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Working from the gun, Rodgers. Able to hit his target, Claypool. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45.
And while we may be looking at the scoreboard, this offense certainly is not, because they're showing no signs of backing down, even with a 3-score lead here in the 3rd quarter. I think they keep taking their shots. They've seen blown leads happen throughout this league. They don't want to fall victim to it themselves.
And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll bring up a second and just about a few inches here.
So much goes into a successful play, doesn't it? How about that play action there, freezing the defense just enough to bring the tight end free downfield for the completion.
A good position to be in here, 2nd and inches. from the shotgun to give to Jones. And he gets it down to the 32.
Most of their damage has been done through the air. I mean, they've rung the bell 3 times with passing touchdowns, but guess what? Ground game has not been neglected. Nice little burst right there.
And they'll keep on the ground with Jones. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be second down.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is a force of nature at the defensive tackle position. Yes, he's as big as they come, but still plenty agile. He's able to make a nice play there to swallow up the ball carrier.
Rodgers now to throw. Steps away to his left. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively. And now it brings up third down.
My first thought is surprise, because that's one of the better tight ends around, and I've seen him pull in balls like this before. But how about a little credit to the defense forcing that incompletion?
Here comes the 8th play of the drive, and they need a full 10 yards on third down. To throw is Rodgers. That's taken in by Duvernay. And his bid for the first down coming up short as he's tackled at the 25. The completion good for only 6, and that'll bring up 4th. And his kick here is good. So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well. And kudos to you. You didn't jinx him.
And Smith chooses not to return it, and they'll bring it out to the 25. Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. They're down 3 touchdowns to this point, needing to put something together as they have it 1st and 10. Blitz coming, and down he goes. That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now 2nd down and 22 yards to go. Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete.
Another attempt, another incompletion, and when I look at the scoreboard and where we are in this game, it comes to mind that they have to start getting the ball in the hands of their playmakers. Throw it to the guys that maybe can take a short pass and turn it into a long gain or make people miss downfield. They've got to have points, and the guys who can put the ball in the end zone, they're the ones that need to touch the ball.
Right there, 54, right there, 54, Mike. All day, baby, all day, all day, all day.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. He finds his man, complete. That's Sullivan. And this will not get close to the first down marker as he's brought down at the 26.
14 on the play. It's 4th down.
They're indeed going for it as they look to throw. He finds his man, complete. It's Sullivan. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. Boy, that's some kind of effort. When he caught it, I doubted if he could get there. Knew it was going to be close, but credit him. Really good effort.
How about the rack on that play, the run after catch? But most of the time we think of it as just being an open field and picking up yardage. Sometimes you have to be real physical in order to gain the yardage you need for a first down.
Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Caleb Farley. Well, when you start thinking of guys that are in the mix for Defensive Player of the Year, I think you use him as Exhibit A. Maybe he's not the leading guy right now, but he's at least on the periphery and deserves to be in the discussion.
And because of that, he's looking at a game today where in order to make that big move and maybe become the guy, he needs multiple takeaways, multiple big plays, things that get our attention and reverberate for weeks to come.
Now a first down carry by Jones. Oh, some strong running. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. 96 yards rushing for him so far as his terrific season continues here. More cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here. Throwing again on second down. Winston. This is Butler making the catch. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. That last throw moves him past 27,989 yards for his career, so that means he moves ahead of the blonde bomber, Terry Bradshaw, on the all-time list.
And boy, he loved to throw it downfield, didn't he? That's why he was the blonde bomber. Remember, he'd throw it downfield to John Stallworth and Lynn Swann. It was gorgeous. Big throws, big plays. Terry Bradshaw.
A gain of 6 there on first. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They tackle him almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
I tell you, they didn't give it to him much through the first 3 quarters, but when they have, he's been efficient. Maybe they ride him more here down the stretch.
And not sure it was actually in the game plan for him to have as few carries as he has, but it might play out really well for them now. As you noted, if they want to ride him down the stretch, he should have fresh legs.
On 1st and 10, Winston. On the check down, he finds Kamara. A pickup of about 3 yards as he's taken down at the 31. You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give him that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
To throw again on second down, Winston. He's got his all-pro receiver, Michael Thomas. He'll be dropped at the 25 after a gain of 6. That's just his second catch of the game. They wanted to keep him silent. They have kept him silent.
Defensive football 101. Don't let the best player on offense beat you. Take him out of the game, and they've done a great job of doing that.
3rd and short yardage, Winston. They'll get this out to Kamara. And he is going to have a Saints first down, and comfortably so as he gets 5 there on 3rd and a yard.
Another catch for him there on this drive, Brandon, and it looks like they're going to utilize him out of the backfield any way they can. And that time they pick up a first down. So now on defense, do you assign a man to him and try and cover him before he gets going?
And I think the ball's out. And this will get out of bounds right at the line of scrimmage. So fortunately, they're able to hold on to the possession. Can almost see inside his face mask there, the look of relief. He coughed it up, but it goes out of bounds. They keep it.
Someone carrying around the lucky horseshoe, aren't they? If I were him, I'd go out and play the lottery after that one. A very fortunate man.
And they're operating in plus territory here. They're thinking points. Definitely don't want to lose the football at this juncture. And he drops it incomplete. And their struggles continue here. Well, it just seems like all game long there hasn't been a lot of sync quarterback to wide receiver on this side of the football.
They haven't been on the same page, quarterback and receivers. Heck, they haven't been on the same grease board when you draw plays up. They haven't been on the same surface tablet that you look at on the sidelines. Nothing's worked for them. They've got to find a way to start matching each other's movements.
On 3rd down, Winston. Well, had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going.
One thing you hope to see out of a rookie tight end is a real concentration when the ball's in the air, and I'm not sure that he didn't, but he has to be prepared for people making a play on it when that ball's up for grabs.
And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter, let's see how this plays out. Desperation time. Winston on 4th down. He rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Picked by Kevin Byard. And the Titans are going to get the ball back on the turnover as they hold on 4th down. Well, I guess an interception at this point on 4th down is just as bad as an incomplete pass. Either way, the ball goes over to the other side.
Yeah, it's a tough spot to be in this late in the game, and there's not a whole lot he could do there, and he winds up giving the ball away.
The Titans offense set to begin the drive. And after the interception, they are sitting in an even better spot with the ball and a comfortable fourth-quarter lead. And that is incomplete. You know, if following up on this head coach and the pressure that he is under, CD, I want to switch it to you because you've been on winning teams, but I know you've been in similar situations too where things just are not going well. How do you approach that as a player?
It's a tough approach, Brandon, because you actually have to do the opposite of what you would think. You know, in your mind, you're thinking, I redouble my efforts, I go harder. In a sense, you have to back off a little bit. You have to do a little bit less. Do what you're supposed to do, but don't take on the pressures of doing more and trying to do your teammates' jobs as well. If you do that, that's really going to lead you to more issues.
So that'll go as a 4-yard loss on the play. And it's going to be third down and a ways to go here. 3rd and 14. Out of the shotgun, it's Jones. And he was able to shed one tackle but could not get away from there. Call it a gain of 3. Down. On now is the Titans punter. Always a good sign when your first punt comes in the fourth quarter. And just a net of 31 here. 40-yard punt, 9 on the return. And the Saints will have a short field in front of them. They take over here, 1st and 10. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. And Green with a catch left side. 7 yards, the pick up there. Not a big window to throw. Coverage wasn't too bad there.
Yeah, they had him under wraps pretty well, but somehow able to muscle his way open and catch the ball.
Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Winston swinging this out for Pollard.
One of my old teammates called me the other day when he was watching the game. He's like, man, trying to watch an NFL game and trying to account for their passing game, that's difficult. And just when you think you get everything covered, here comes a back out of the backfield. In this case, he picks up a 1st down.
Winston now to throw on 1st down. Flush to his right. And he'll be out of bounds, able to get it down to the 25 there. Nice work to get 7 out of that, and it's 2nd down.
Gain of 7 brings up 2nd and 3.
They're running it. Hey, switch gears, switch gears. Check, 55 to Mike. Check out.
Working out of the gun, Winston. And that is, I think he caught it. He did, but they'll say out of bounds. It'll be incomplete.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, 4th quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. The Saints on 3rd down. They've hit on half of them, 5 for 10. This time it's 3rd and 3. Jameis to throw it. And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Saints football as we get you reset. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score. From the red zone now, Winston. Eluding the pressure right. And he's left with no option here but to throw it away. At this point, down big, you'd have to imagine this defense are just going to sit back, blanket the field as best they can.
Yeah, this is actually the easy part of the game for them because, just as you noted, they can sit back, keep everything in front of them. But they've blanketed the field the entire game using a variety of coverages.
On 2nd and 10, Winston. Incomplete, but a penalty flag is down in the backfield. Let's get the call. So a holding penalty, and that'll send him backwards.
You know they're trying not to do that. I mean, we know that, right? We talk to them all the time. But sometimes the defensive guys just put you in awkward situations, and you get caught grabbing their jerseys.
To the air again with Winston. And he drops it incomplete, and their struggles continue here.
You definitely would have liked to have hit on that one because now you've got a 3rd and long showing up, and you just know defense is going to be getting after it. They are pinning their ears back, and they are coming.
Seventh play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on 3rd down. From the gun, Winston. Escaping the pressure right. He's going to take a shot for the end zone. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
At this point in the game, they've got to continue to try anything they can. They're still working at it, even though this one feels like a lost cause.
Check, check. Lucky. Check, nickel. 30. Check, Mike, 54.
4th down, Winston. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and as a result, it'll be Titan football on the turnover on downs. The Titans offense set to begin the drive. And a few kneel downs should just about do it. Now, defensively, they do have all 3 timeouts, but very little reason to use them at this point. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line.
At the 23-yard line.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Again, it's Jones. And this will go as a gain of 7 as he gets it to the 30-yard line.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
And for the Saints here on 3rd down, an extra defensive back on the field. The give is to Jones. Oh, he's got a little daylight. And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. A big gain there on 3rd and long. So this one, a Tennessee Titan victory. And, you know, it wasn't a shutout. They did give up the points in the first quarter, but 2nd, 3rd, and 4th quarter, they held them scoreless.
Brandon, if you throw a shutout for quarters 2, 3, and 4, you're going to win a lot of games in this league. And this felt a lot like, almost like if you say baseball, and the pitcher goes through the lineup the first time and the hitters get to see him, and then they come out after that and the bats start blazing, right? I think they saw their best stuff in the first quarter and just shut everything down from that point on. What a great, convincing performance.
So for the Titans, it's a 10th win of the year now as they move to